Hey, welcome everyone. I have felt inspired recently, and I've known for a long time that I want to start my own channel, and I wasn't sure exactly what it was going to be about. I knew it was going to be about health, because that's very important to me, and perhaps healing and self-development, and to pass on everything that I've learned and to share with you what has been most impactful. I have done about 15 years worth of looking at myself, looking at my past, trying different techniques out, and I thought it would, and there's a lot out there and it's overwhelming. Sometimes it can be more beneficial to shut off than the millions and trillions of different diets out there, different meditation techniques. So I just thought I would share or make this channel about the most effective things I've tried to help you guys funnel through all the madness that there is out there, because you could also spend weeks and months trying one thing, jumping to another, but they similarly all have a very similar message, and sometimes it is just good to try one and do it for a period of time so that you feel the benefits of that particular practice. So yeah, I'd love to know any comments that you have, things that you might like me to discuss. And this will never be perfect. So I realized I'm quite good at presenting, but I won't write it all down because that doesn't actually bring me joy, but chatting away does. So here goes. So I thought I would start today with the number one thing that I think brought me to connect a lot more with my body and ground me, and that is yoga. I was a very, very sporty person, and very like I liked high intensity activities. So I did Zumba, basketball, tennis, beach ball tennis. I wasn't so into like strength work or anything slow. So I remember when I was about 27, I did my first yoga class. I don't know why I went, but I went, and I was already like, whoa, why am I going to sit here and just sit still for ages, or do, a straddle and then stay there for ages? And, my temperament was, and I remember thinking, come the hell on, there's not even like fun music. But I did it. I followed it all, and at the end of the class, I can't remember if it was my first or my second class, but one of them, I cried. We were laying there in Shavasana and these tears were coming in. I was like, oh gosh, this is so embarrassing. And I went away thinking that's really odd, and it disturbed me a bit. But that's like when I realized there's something about this. When I play tennis, it doesn't emotionally affect me. So then I, gently started trying lots of different things, yoga and Pilates. And I do think people should be mindful. You can hurt yourself in yoga. You need to find really good teachers, experienced teachers who actually care about you and not just how it looks. But I would definitely highly recommend Hatha yoga and yin yoga. So even if you're a very active person, I'd highly recommend yoga. And if you're someone who's been very stagnant for a long time, I'd also recommend yoga. There is something about it that is incredible. And for a little while, it might just be a physical practice for you, but it will unintentionally do something else for you as well. So that's my number one tip for this week. And whatever you do, my other thing is always baby steps. I think, again, if you're a very ambitious person, or if you feel like you're really stuck, it's very tempting to want to go at 100 miles an hour and try everything at once. But actually, if you incorporate one thing and you make it habitual, then you can move on to the other thing. Whereas if you just keep doing something in 1 or 2 days and then move on to something else, then nothing becomes a habit. Ultimately, I guess what you're trying to do is make bad negative habits into better habits. And I also want to add to this video, I wrote it down, this I did write down, the self-development world is obviously a big money-making machine, and there's totally loads of benefit out there, and most of the people out there are trying to help you and pass on information as I'm doing. But I think one of the things that can be a bit detrimental is to think that you're not already enough and you're not a good person, and coming from a place of you're not enough. Actually, you are enough as you are. You have loads more experience and skills than you realize, and it's just about what did I write? Just doing your best. And what have I written? And oh yes, and that your past has value. Everything you've experienced, even if you think it's negative, has value. It depends on the way that you look at it, view it. If you view it with a positive mindset of what can I get out of this experience that will help me, it will propel you forward and create a momentum. So I just wanted to I think there's this tendency sometimes to look at people online who are doing really well and then still see like this massive gap between you and them. And I feel instead it should just be, this is where I'm at. I'm using this time to find out what it is I'm interested in. Maybe I don't want to do all those things that person is, even if they are very successful. What is it I want to do? So I've got lots more things I want to share. I'm super excited. Let me know if you're interested in this. Any comments, much appreciated. And let's see how it goes. Okay, bye for now.